simple and very clear. There are no superstitious rituals, no strange incantations.
Time is running out. We might not make it till tomorrow. And this is something that we need to think about.
We're here with Dr. Sabeel giving you the top 5 arguments for the existence of the Creator of the heavens and the earth. Now, before we go on to number 3, is that right?
We're finishing off number 2.
Finishing up number 2.
Yes.
I just said when I started, it's a shame, because everything points to the existence of the Creator of the heavens and earth. And we really want those people to be sincere, and they might have had some tragedies happen in their life, and the way of life that they followed before wasn't able to answer the doubts and questions that they had. So hopefully after this show, it'll stimulate them to look a little further into the way of life that was lived by all the messengers of God, and that was indeed revealed from the Creator of the heavens and the earth, and is logical, rational, and is nothing like maybe they've encountered before, definitely without a doubt. Please wrap up number 2.
Okay, to wrap up number 2 again, suppose if I tell you, Brother Eddie, that this city, this humongous city, that it is going to replicate itself every few hours. That Chicago is going to replicate itself, all the structures, all the people, all the rides in there, all the electric supplies. It keep on replicating Chicago every few hours, each single day.
I say you're crazy.
But each single cell is doing that, my dear brother. As complicated it is replicating, so it could make more cells.
But we just can't comprehend that. But we can, when you gave this beautiful example, this whole city, we can see the city, and we say, no, you can't do that. You know how many years it took to build?
Yeah. So just imagine that all the scientists, all the research institutions, with the modern technology of the 21st century, we cannot even make one single functional cell.
Not even one functional cell.
Never. We never did that. So how can we assume that nature could have produced that complicated, very efficient cell by chance? Impossible. If it's impossible by human beings or anyone by nature, it has to be pointing to one direction, and that entity is a supreme being who we call as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Before, because we're almost out of time, and it looks like we're going to have to do a part 2 to this. We came to only number 2. And of the top 5, what is it about Islam that's so unique, that fits with human reason, with the intelligence of human being? Let's give them a little bit of the taste of Islam. Talk to us a little bit about Islam.
Islam, my dear friends, is very rational and it's easy to understand. It starts with the pure monotheistic belief of the concept of God. Oneness of God, very easy to understand. There is no complicated logic, philosophy involved. God is one in one, easy to understand. Then the way to salvation is very easy. Personal accountability. We don't have to give the sins no one has to die for us. If I did committed a sin, I would be punished or saved, right? Personal accountability. Number 3, the comprehensive guidance that God has provided. It brings peace and purpose in life, and it provides solution for a person and for the society. There's so many problems out there. And by living this guidance, by knowing the oneness of God, inshallah, each single person would find answers and peace and purpose in life and paradise everlasting in the hereafter.
In the book that we have here that God sent over a span of 23 years, as the previous books, some of the books that people have today, is it true that there is no contradictions in this book? There are no flaws, there are no scientific inaccuracies, none of this?
No, because the Quran itself says that in chapter 4, verse number 82, don't they ponder over the Quran? Had it been from anyone besides Allah, you would have found many contradictions in it.
That's a challenge.
It's a challenge. No single contradiction of scientific nature, of historical nature, of prophetic nature, anything at all. Then last but not the least, Quran also mentions in chapter 41, verse number 53, that God is going to provide the signs in the universe and within ourselves that may become apparent that this is the truth.
And indeed, it is the truth, and over 1.5 billion people testified to it, and it is something that if you look at it with an open heart and open mind, you'll come to the same realization. We're going to have to do part 2 of the 5 top arguments for the existence of God. Make sure you come back next week so we can continue, and we'll see you then, inshallah, God willing. Peace be unto you.
You have to pray as if everything depends on Allah, and it does. But you must work as if everything depends on you, and it doesn't. That's my point. You see what I'm saying, man? And I don't like that. I don't like us sitting here. What are you waiting for? What are we waiting for right now? What are we waiting for all these people to come to Islam? What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for right now? When they're going to come? They're going to come. Allah going to bring these people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put in our hand the ability to do it. Now do your job.
It's cold, it's late, everybody's sleeping. I arise and ask Allah to forgive me. Oh Allah, you see, oh Allah, you know all the sins I do. I turn to you to forgive my sins in my heart. I'm your sinful slave, you're my loving Lord. I'm the one who runs away, oh Allah, guide me.